Back in the saddle, looking for a little affection. Oh, it's New York Giants Straight Talk one more time. I'm trying to get the camera situated and everything here because this is all screwed up today. I should get close because everyone knows I just look sexy. I hope everyone's having themselves a good weekend. No stream on Sunday. Why? Because I forgot. It was Easter. I'm using the new microphone, checking out the proper modulation. I finally set it all up. Boy, now we look professional. Isn't that a joke? Oh, it's a joke. Or is it a joke like the New York Football Giants going after JJ McCarthy? Having that secret, we're going to do a little monologue. Having that secret workout. Secret Easter workout. Well, it's not a secret if everyone knows about it. I know about it. You know about it. Everyone knows about it. So is it really a secret? But why would you have a workout on Easter? It's a holy day. It's the Lord's day. It's the Easter Bunny's day. So we're going to take away from the Easter Bunny and we're going to have a workout, a private workout in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I got to grab a bottle of water, guys. Hold on. I forgot my water. Secret workout in Ann Arbor, Michigan for the Giants. If you didn't think at any point in time that the Giants may be very interested in JJ McCarthy, then you were probably mistaken. I also want to talk about the Michael Penix Pro Day. Ran like a 4.46. Pretty good for a guy that can't run. Pretty good for a guy with 2 knee surgeries. Pretty good for a guy that everyone talks about and speculates. And it's more of the fans going off saying, hey, you know what? You know what we need to do? We need to have, we can't have this guy. We'll just give me a second round pick. Yeah, he doesn't look like he doesn't look like a second round pick yesterday. So it's going to be interesting, guys. It's going to be interesting here. Happy Good Friday if you celebrate it, says Zach Attack. It's going to be interesting. I mean, think about this for a second. If the Giants pass on a quarterback, let's just say for the sake of all sakes, that the Giants, that McCarthy's sitting there, let's say Penix is sitting there at 6, and the Giants pass, or Jaden Daniels. I love it. Everyone's taking the photo of Jaden Daniels' elbow. And one photo. And now everyone's a physician. Now everyone's a sports medicine expert. I'm not a sports medicine expert. I don't know what the hell's wrong with his elbow. I don't know if that was just a singular snapshot. I know NFL teams do their due diligence in reference to making sure that everything that they work with and everyone they bring in, they have physicals, they proper examinations, they go through all the medical records. So I'm not going to sit there and take one photo and go, oh my God, we can't draft Jaden Daniels because it looks like his elbow fell off. It's like me. You could take 100 photos. 99 of them are coming out sexy. One may not. I just love saying shit like that because people are like, oh my God, he's so conceited. Oh my God. Gentlemen.
Warning, sarcasm. Warning, sarcasm.
That's why we invented that button. But going for that secret workout for the Giants, going for the secret workout, the edict coming down from Mount Mara saying, make sure you hit the like, saying that, you know what, guys, if there is a quarterback you like, please feel the need to go out and get him if you really need it. And I love it because we always talk about the Giants. Everyone talked about the Giants tipping their hand with Dave Gettleman and going out and getting Saquon Barkley. Because, you know, he's the gold jacket running back. The guy we're going to take it to. Everything. But now, like I said, we have the word coming down from Mount Mara. You may take a quarterback at 6 if you deem it necessary. So it shall be written, so it shall be said. I got to watch the 10 Commandments. Charlton Heston was the pimp in that movie. Especially when he goes to his one wife, your eyes are as sharp as they are beautiful. It's like Moses is a pimp, man. At least that version of Moses. I'm like, damn. So it's probably one of the worst kept secrets now in the NFL. The Giants may go with a quarterback. The Giants are going to have the secret workout with JJ McCarthy. We're going to have a secret workout. That's not so secret. Michael Penix, they had people at the Penix Pro Day. They had people at the Drake May Pro Day. They're showing the representation all around. So if they don't go quarterback, Yul Brynner was awesome in his movie that well. Yul Brynner is Ramsey. So yeah, he was the bomb in that movie as well. And I'm reading the chat. I'm supposed to be doing a monologue first before I read the chat, because that's what professionals do. We do a monologue first before we get into the chat. I saw something stupid on Twitter. And I know a lot of people aren't shocked when I use the statement stupid and Twitter. And then when I add Giants associated with it, it just gets worse. Someone posted on Twitter, is Andrew Thomas now the best left tackle in Giant history? And my dumb butt. I had to bring up the fact that, Rosie Brown is a Hall of Famer. Rosie Brown was a left tackle for 13 years for the Giants. Yeah, so I'm gonna go no. He's a 6-time first team All-Pro, 3-time second team All-Pro, 9-time Pro Bowler, NFL 1950s All-Decade Team, NFL 75 Anniversary All-Team, NFL 100 Anniversary All-Team, and besides being in the Hall of Fame, he's in the New York Giants Ring of Honor and played 163 games and manned the position for 13 years. No, Andrew Thomas is not even close to being the best left tackle in Giant history. Not even close. Going into year 5. Sorry. You want to say something stupid? I'm gonna have to call you out. I apologize because I'm trying to turn over a new leaf here, but I mean it's one of those things that you sit there and I kept telling people Giant history did not start in 2001. Giant history goes way far back. You know what Forrest always says.
Are you crazy? Or just plain stupid?
Stupid is, stupid does, Mrs. Blue.
It's a happy Friday. Make sure you hit the like button, says T. Brad. But to me, Penix could be the guy at 6. Everyone asked me, Tim, you seem to now be on the JJ McCarthy bandwagon. No, I'm not. Here's the problem with this. If you draft JJ McCarthy at 6, I'm not going to be happy, but I'm going to support the pick. Do I think it's the right pick? No. This is how badly I want to get rid of Danny Dumpster. I would allow the Giants to take JJ McCarthy at 6 if they would stop trotting out Daniel Jones. Hell, you could take Bo Nix at 6. Hell, you could go and take our favorite son, Bo Callahan, at 6.
Come on, Tom, say it with me, you pancake-eating motherfucker.
You could take Bo Callahan at 6 and I'd be happy. I know he had that bad game against Ohio State, but you know what? I would still be happy. But do I agree with the pick? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Knock, knock, who's there? Hell no. Hell no, we won't go. But I will go to Giant games with JJ McCarthy under center. I am tired of going to Giant games with the moron named Daniel Jones under center. I am sorry. I've said it before. We've said it a million times again. If you want to be like me, I want to be like Tim. Go and join the He-Man DJ Haters Club. I am the founder of the He-Man DJ Haters Club. So make sure you go get your shirts. Go to NewYorkGiantsLive.com. Click on shop, and you too can get yourself a coffee mug. You can get yourself a hat. You can get yourself a shirt and join the He-Man DJ Haters Club. Wear your shirt with pride. I don't even put the OBB logo on it because this club is only for the sexy people. You know that. I know that. But I'm tired of it. I can't deal with it anymore. I can't. Roll his ass out. Get me JJ McCarthy. Get me Penix. Okay, I can't go Spencer Rattler. I cannot do Spencer Rattler. I'm just gonna. You know what I do find interesting though? This is funny. And I'm gonna get to it next on WFAN. Tim and Online Big Blue. Yeah, WFAN would want me. You see me rolling into the studios at WFAN like this, Mike, because I wear. This is what I wear. People are like, you just wear that for the camera. No, this. Ask anyone that's met me. This is what I wear. This is me. Yeah, I roll in my studio like this. Oh, and I love it now because now it's a badge of honor. I see it on Twitter. I was the first one to see Daniel Jones sucked. I was the first, and I stood alone against everyone else. I said at everyone that Daniel Jones was terrible. No, guys. If you want to go with the original DJ hater, I think I like to say I probably coined the phrase DJ hater because I think it was a week after the 2019 season. I pointed out the flaws in DJ's game and what was going to get him killed and what all the things that he did incorrectly and how he got lucky at games and how Shermer cut the field in half and made him a one-read quarterback and how he had no pocket awareness and how he had no pocket presence. And I've never seen a quarterback that never felt the blindside pressure like this before, going outside of some of the worst quarterbacks in New York, and not in Giant history, but NFL history. And at the end of the day, everyone on the comment section like, well, you're just a hater. So if you want to find the original Daniel Jones hater who has never changed his opinion once, just gonna say. All right, everyone, let's see what we got going on in the chat today. Mike Lee says, smash the like button on the way. And Penix says, Greg says, Penix looked good at his pro day workout. Someone asked me, or someone posted, says, was there anyone out there that did not look good at their pro day? I can think of Teddy Bridgewater. Didn't look good. Hell, Des Bryant had a terrible pro day. So, yeah, there's people out there that had bad pro days. Mike Lee says they all usually look good during the pro day. More concerns on the medical. You're always going to have concerns on the medical. We've said this before. There are plenty of guys out there that, you know, they didn't have an injury in college. Never were hurt. But then never had a successful pro career because they were always injured. You got guys that were always hurt in college that never got hurt again in the pros. It's a crapshoot. The draft is a crapshoot. Everything's a crapshoot. MK5 says, really hope there is some possible way we get Neighbors and Penix, or Zuda and Penix. I want Neighbors. I've said it before. Well, Chippy, my neighbor. I love Neighbors. I do. Well, not that way, but I love Neighbors. I want him to be my neighbor. If he wanted to come live next to me, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But here's the problem. Who's going to throw him the ball? And please, for the love of God, do not tell me Drew Lock. Please, don't tell me that. Because I keep hearing from people, well, Drew Lock can be competitive. He can go out there and you know, he can go out there and do what he needs to do. I don't see it, guys. Mike Lee says, guess they think they have no shot at May or value MP over May. Well, they had people at the May Pro Day. They were heavily represented at the May Pro Day, Mike Lee. So I don't know. There could be a surprise. We don't know. We really don't know. What does Michael say? Michael, the Giants got Burns for the same draft capital they got King of the Almost Sack.
King of the Almost Sack.
I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to say it just one more time. In reference to the Burns trade in regards to capital, it was a good trade for the Giants. In reference to how he fits into the system and where we are at as a franchise and the contract we gave him, it makes zero sense. And the fact that you have a carbon copy player on the other side of the field who also has a tendency to disappear does not make sense. We needed linebackers. We still need linebackers. People keep talking about Micah McFadden. People forget McFadden got benched last year. And I believe McFadden had the most missed tackles at his position, something like 25% of his 20. He missed 25% of his tackles. That's why he got benched. So for everyone that's on the McFadden train, I hope it continues. But he got benched for a reason, because he misses a lot of tackles. He only played in 78% of the snaps, something like that, because of the fact that he is a liability at time in coverage and he misses tackles. The problem with today is the modern linebacker is under. We talk about the running back being undervalued, and now we see running backs getting paid again. The problem is the linebacker now in the NFL and with the Giants for years, going back even to Jerry Reese, has been undervalued. And one day we'll do a whole video just about linebackers and how the value of the linebackers changed exponentially because of the fact that not only do they have to control their assignment in the running game, but they also have to go out in coverage. And that's what a good linebacker does. That's why you want these speedy guys now. That's why like Devin White going to Pittsburgh was just a freaking steal. I mean, not to Pittsburgh, to Philadelphia was a steal because Philadelphia just got faster again. Got faster in coverage. But the modern linebackers asked to do more than they've ever done before. And they undervalue that position because a lot of times they bring up the safety, they creep up the safety. And they put him in the box like we did with Logan Ryan and Peppers those years when they played 100% of the snaps. And like, I think Peppers played like 60% of those snaps in the box and Logan was like 78%. They were quasi linebackers. It's the undervalue of the linebacker. And we're going to need to talk about that. Zacatech says, happy Good Friday. If you celebrate it, Chris says, happy Good Friday. Tim, hope everyone has a great holiday weekend. You said good, Chris. I'm putting it in great. Chris also says, Giants will draft the Easter Bunny. Oh, Chris, I mean, I laughed, though, because of the fact that you don't know what this team is going to do. I mean, seriously, they could potentially draft the Easter Bunny. I think the Easter Bunny might be better off than drafting some of the guys that we may be looking at. But like I said, we're just going to have to wait and see. We are going to have to wait and see, and see where they go. I mean, it's. I don't know. I just am tired of Daniel Jones. And I know, and I know I'm beating a dead horse with this. And I know I shouldn't. And I know I should probably just be happy that more than likely this is going to end sooner or later. And I hope that sooner is sooner than later. But I just can't keep getting over this feeling that we're going to roll this guy out next year again. Not next year, and I don't mean next year as in this season coming up. I mean next year as in like very soon, like in 2025. I just get so concerned about that. I get concerned about the salary cap. I mean, there's so many things to be concerned about with this team right now. And Joe Schoen was supposed to fix all this. Joe Schoen was supposed to have the cap taken care of. Joe Schoen was supposed to have all this done, by this year. And honestly, I have yet to see him fix anything. All I've seen him do is add on more debt to this is like the government. All he's doing is adding on more debt to what we already have. And I don't understand. He's supposed to control the cap, but like I said, we've gone over this before. If you take a look at the physical cap now, without the rule of 51, we're gonna be in a little bit of trouble. And I don't know why people keep looking at it and saying, oh, we'll be fine. We have 100 million in 2020. No, that 100 million has now gone down to 60 million. And you're going to have maturing contracts. You're going to have more first round picks. I mean, like I said, I want to give Joe Schoen the benefit of the doubt. I really do. I really want to sit here and say, Joe Schoen's the guy. We have to give Joe the benefit of the doubt. We have to understand that he is going to make everything better for the New York Football Giants. But I don't know. And I know Chris is jokingly saying we're going to draft the Easter Bunny. But who knows? This could be.
With the number 6 overall pick, the New York Giants select Ralphie, the Easter Bunny, quarterback, Iowa.
I mean, that's kind of what I think is going to happen. So I'm just going to leave the Easter Bunny up. Just going to leave Ralphie up. Why not? And I know you're joking about it, Chris, but I don't know, man. Emmanuel says, really okay with Penix at 6. I would be fine with, if he passes all of his physicals, he does everything else. But I keep saying it before, and Chris has said it. Chris just said it first again. Penix is not going to get past the Raiders. As much as people think that Penix is going to get past the Raiders, that ain't going to happen. Emmanuel says, new rule, can't comment until you hit the like button. Ooh, I like that. Hey, new rule. If you want to leave if you want me to acknowledge your existence, you got to leave a super chat. Come on, guys, leave me a super chat so I can read your comment. Matthew says it's either McCarthy or whiteout is obvious. It is obvious at this point in time. It's going to be obvious, and I hope it. And I hope that it's. I hope it's a quarterback. I truly have to hope that. I hope it's a quarterback. If not, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I really don't know, guys. I mean, I keep thinking about this, And I'm like, can this really be where we're at now? Someone say something good. Cheer me up. Mr. Alvarez will always say something good. Hey, Tim, I think people shouldn't sleep on Penix. Before the injuries at Indiana, he played a bigger body Jaden Daniels. He's not going to run as much now, but he is still a good quarterback. He is a good quarterback because of the fact that he understands and has pocket awareness. I always like using the term, he has pocket fluidity. He understands how to move. He understands how to facilitate himself throughout the pocket. He understands climb. We always use the old phrase, climb. He knows how to climb the ladder. He can do it all. Jaden Daniels has a bursa. Oh, I had a bursa sack. It's a fluid sack that is more annoying. I had a bursa sack. I know what that is. You have to drain the fluid. It's not a big deal. If he truly has a bursa sack, that's not a big deal. T-Brad says, happy birthday Friday. Hit the like button. OG says, what's up, Tim? I told you it was all John Mayer all these years. You really have. OG, you really have been saying that forever. Yoel Brenner says, Yoel Brenner was awesome in that film as well. Oh, yeah, we're way behind in the chat as always. Michael says, next on WFAN, next on the fan, it's going to be Online Big Blue Sports. Zacatec says, I would say Andrew Thomas is the best tackle this decade for the Giants. I would say that too. He's not the best tackle. He's not the best tackle. Not even close. The person probably never heard of Rosie Brown. One of the best. Rosie Brown is one of the best all-time Giants, one of the best all-time left tackles in the history of the NFL. And these people are content creators, and they're serious because I love it. Because all of a sudden, when I call people out, they weren't really serious. They were just being
Warning, sarcasm. Warning, sarcasm.
They were just being sarcastic. No, dummy, you were being serious. Learn your Giant history. God, no, Bo. Dr. Gibbs, excuse me, Jumbo Elliott. Thomas has injuries every year through. Jumbo Elliott is actually actually another forgotten Giant player. And I'm not going to say that Jumbo was not a great tackle for the Giants. I'm not going to say he wasn't. He played in 190 something games. I know he started like 156. But he was more of a consistent player. He only made one Pro Bowl, and I know Pro Bowls are not everything. But he was more of a constant for the Giants. And he played extremely well, Jumbo Elliott. He played extremely well. But would I rank him? I would actually rank Andrew Thomas, even with his injury issues and reference to talent, above Jumbo Elliott. Big Jim Elliott. I would have to do that. I would. Yeah. All right. Okay. Zach says JJ McCarthy can read defenses. I don't know if he can read defenses. I love Diet Ghost. He's giving me arthritis. He's giving me a migraine, Daniel Jones. Zacatec says, your first reaction is usually right, Tim. 2019 on the Giants fans being mad at the Jones pick. Oh, yeah. Everyone hated the Jones pick. He played semi-well. Everyone loved him. And there was still one dumbass. But I like it. I love it now because, like I said, it's a badge of honor to say I was one of the original Daniel Jones haters. And the guy that actually said it on Twitter, I actually like him. And I had to remind him that no. There was one guy. There was truly one guy. And there was one guy that got everyone mad at him because I said after that Tampa game, his stats are going to dip. And you can go and watch because I said it's just a way of the NFL. You're going to have a good game, and then you're going to see it slide for like 5 or 6, and then he's going to come back up again because that's just what the rookie quarterback does. Blind side, non-pocket awareness. He has no front side awareness. Easier to lazy. I ain't doing him any favors. If we pick Penix or JJ at 6, what second round wide receiver would you go after? There's a lot of second round wide receivers. There's a lot of guys. There is a lot of NFL receivers right now that you could get in the second round. You could potentially trade back up into the first round, in the bottom half of the first round. You know, Brian. Like I said, I like Brian Thomas Jr. I like him a lot. I think he's a guy that, again, it could be in the later. He may go the later half of the first. McConkey out of Georgia. I like McConkey as well. As another guy you can probably get later. and have that ability to pick him up as well in that second round. I'm trying to think. I really should pull up my charts and stuff, but because I'm not getting Marvin Harrison Jr., I know that. I'm just trying to think who else that is out there that I can think of, and I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. There's a kid from UCF that you could probably get later in the draft. You can always get Leggett every course. Everyone knows that. You get Worthy you can grab. I'm still in love with Keenan Coleman. I know the 40 time killed him, but if you're looking for a guy that's going to give you a 50-50 ball, you're looking for a guy that may have, like I said, Jerry Rice ran like a 4.76. And people say, well, he's a below average separator. Well, you know what? He's a big guy. He is not going to get pushed off his route coming off the line. You're going to have he is going to, they said the same, and I'm not comparing him to Jerry Rice, but they said the same thing about Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice will never be able to get separation in the pros. No, I remember the Jerry Rice draft. That's how old I am. I remember the Jerry Rice draft. He'll never get separation in the pros. Yeah, I'm not sure how that worked out. It's the friendly ghost defense. Oh, I like it. The friendly ghost defense. Zach Attack says Seattle knows how to make quarterbacks look good. Remember Travis Jackson. Travis Jackson. I can't talk today. Greg says White would have been a smart signing for us. He would have, and only took $8 million. Diet Ghost says Easter Bunny would be better than Daniel Jones. It's crazy, Daniel. I says, the Giants drafted Josh Allen instead of Daniel Jones. We would not need Brian Burns. No, yeah, I know. I am tired. And we're talking a linebacker out of Kentucky who just had 17.5 sacks last year, played on the 5th-year option. Has been, outside of injuries, has been really good in Jacksonville. Could have been one of those defensive end linebackers that we would have been in love with for 5-6 years, and then you would have had someone like Kayvon Thibodeau. We may not even need a Kayvon Thibodeau. Michael says, I think the Giants are going to trade up in the draft for there. If we didn't keep burning the road capital, if we don't stop burning the draft capital and getting players that really are carving copies of players we already have, I would agree, but I can't agree with that right now, Mike. Mike says, Tim, I think the Giants are moving up in the first round to pick their quarterback. I hope they do, but I just find it interesting. You'll shoot your eye out. Joe kicked the can down the road. Shane. Zach also says, I had Santa Claus. I heard that on hand Santa Claus is available. You'll shoot your eye out because we all know it's the Easter Bunny time with the 6th pick overall. The New York
Giants select Ralphie, quarterback, Michigan.
I'm not, like I said, I don't have a problem with the Giants going and getting JJ McCarthy. I don't. I really don't. Best TD saving tackle I ever saw, 10-yard line. He was has to be up there. What are we talking about? What player are we talking about? Doubt he will ever get past the Broncos or the Vikings. I don't think he will ever. Mr. Robert says, what's worse is you have to structure is what the contracts is currently structured. Thanks to Joe Shane Genius is the writing on the walls that Shane actually may be forced to restructure the Jones deal. We're like 20 something million without the rule of 51 negative. And that's concluding his $10 million of operational cap space. That is including the rookie draft pool. That is also including the practice squad players and a couple other things that we have to deal with. So we are, he's still going to have to restructure. He's going to have to restructure Andrew Thomas's deal. And yeah, I hope Waller retires. Diet Ghost saying, I'm doing every dark ritual possible to make sure we get a quarterback. Prince says, we draft neighbors, win 2 games on the year, both against Washington. Get the number 1 pick. Pick Sanders. Shown is playing 4D chess. Lost my grip on reality. You slightly lost your grip on reality because I don't know how good Sanders is yet. And honestly, I think Dion might make his son pull the Rivers if Giants had a number 1 pick and say, no, we don't want to go to New York, which would be really weird. MK says, I usually get hyped to see the Bengals versus the Giants next year at the stadium. Can't wait to see a real quarterback play from Burrows. Yeah, I know. My dad likes Jumbo Elliott. Jumbo Elliott is a good guy. Jumbo Elliott to me, like I said, but he's not the best left tackle. He's not better than Andrew Thomas. He just had more longevity. And he was part of a really good line. And he also had the likes of William Roberts and Bart Oates and Carl Nelson, and then Bill Art at one point, and Brad Benson. And, he had a lot of guys with him that made him good. sometimes Andrew Thomas is a bastion of hope in a sea of diarrhea. So yeah, I look at that. How's it going, Tim? It's going good, my brother. How you doing? Could possibly steal Keenan or Thomas late in the first or second round. I think you could. I don't know if JJ can run defenses pre-snaps, but I've seen him go through his progressions. The problem with JJ is, like we said a million times before on the show, how many times was he asked to carry the team? And everyone's like, well, he had that big game against Toledo, which they lost. Just gonna say that they lost. I don't know. He is the great unknown. Seriously, JJ McCarthy is the great unknown. Do you know what he's going to be? No. Does he seem to have the physical attributes? Yes, but so does Joe Milton. Joe Milton, if you want to compare physical attributes to JJ McCarthy and Joe Milton's got more of an upside on paper than JJ McCarthy, just for his physical skills. Not what he's done in college, not what he's done in high school, but if you look at his physical skill set, JJ McCarthy and Joe Milton don't even add up on paper together. You would look at some of the throws at Joe Milton's pro day, and your eyes just went. He had that one throw where he threw it like 60 yards, running to the right across his body into the end zone. It was sick. But again, Zach Wilson made all these wonderful throws, and I love the throw. Same type of throw, 40 yards out. He runs to the other side of the field, throws it across his body, drops it in a dime to the corner of the end zone. And during his pro day, everyone was like, "Oh, Jet fans forgot." Sam Darnold did the same thing the weekend before with I forget what day it was. Not the weekend before, but Sam Darnold did it the year before in a game versus New England. Did the exact same play, but it was actually in a game. Asmi says, please tell me the Giants are not going to waste another top 6 pick on a mediocre quarterback. The Giants aren't going to waste the top 6 pick on a mediocre quarterback. I don't know if that's true. I can't tell you if it's true. Rice had football speed. We had football speed. I always talk about that. There is speed and there's football speed. How many times, Mike Lee knows that's one of my things. How many times do you have football speed? He had football speed. Because you know what? When you put the pad, you are running with no pads. No one in front of you. You have perpetual motion. Come on, everybody, do the dance now. Come on, baby, do the perpetual motion. You have perpetual motion. You had everything going against you. He has a football speed. And that's always what it's always about. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. No stream on Sunday, or right because of Easter. It's Easter, I forgot. Let's see here. Zach says, my dad calls Jones Dave Brown. Taking Dave Brown over DJ. I wouldn't take either one. Great movie. Still my favorite Christmas movie. Of course, I sum up my feelings. Schoen just drafted the quarterback. We've said it before. Chris has said it before. If Joe Schoen does something stupid this year with the 6th overall pick, Online Big Blue will be on the phone calling Joe and telling him,
I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
And I'm not taking Tylenol right now. I'm just taking my vitamins. Pimp named Slickback says, to the morons who want Joe Alt, can you please explain to me how a team can find an offensive lineman in the later rounds in free agency? It's really that hard to build on the O-line, or are we just that dumb? I am going with we are just that dumb. Big L Gigante says, what's up, Tim? What's up, Chad? Good Friday morning. Let the people go. Charlton Heston's voice, let my people go. Jumbo was a game warrior. Penix is a guy, can't take the unknown mistake. Okay, well, Big L just wrapped it all up for everyone. So we're going to close it out here on this Friday show. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I mean, I would still take Penix at 6. If you said you had to take Penix or McCarthy at 6, who would you take? I would take Penix. And like I said to people, I'm not on the McCarthy bandwagon. Everyone's like, Tim, you've jumped on the McCarthy bandwagon. No, I'm just so delusional with the New York Giants in reference to watching Daniel Jones for the last 5 years. You could draft a jar of mayonnaise, and I would watch that over Daniel Jones. Literally. A jar of mayonnaise, and I would watch that over Daniel Jones because of the fact that I am tired of the same garbage repeatedly. Sorry. I am literally just done with all of it. I, as a fan, I, as a season ticket holder, can no longer sit there in good conscience and watch a product that is so beneath our standards in reference to Giant fans that I cannot sit there and tell you in good faith that I can continue going through this mess and watching Daniel Jones continue to play. Here you go. This is what I would rather watch play than Daniel Jones.
With the 6th pick overall, the New York Giants select quarterback, Hellman's Real Mayonnaise.
That's what I'd rather watch than Daniel Jones. Mr. Roberts says, speaking of Thomas, I still don't get why Sean resigned Thomas so early. He had another year because of the 5th-year option. I don't understand it either. He signed these guys consecutively, which means all these contracts are going to mature together. It made 0 sense. It still makes 0 sense to me. The Waller trade made 0 sense to me. I like the Paris Campbell move. I did. I really did. But we don't have a quarterback to throw the ball. We see what happens there. I don't know. I don't think Shane's as smart as he thinks he is. Chris says, I say we pull a Redskins, draft 2 quarterbacks, one in the first and late in manner, cover your bases. Of course, he's referring to when they took RG3 and Kirk Cousins in the same draft. I don't think it's a bad Hill. Tyreek Hill had both speed and football speed. You're right, he did. My professor went on to rant against the Steelers, saying they need to get rid of Tomlin because they haven't made the past the first round in 7 years. If the Giants had made the playoffs 7 years in a row, we had to make it past the first round, I'd be like, white man dance. Old white man dance. Ho! I love how Tim uses radio voice and misreads 90% of the chats. I don't misread. I just read what I want to read. I just read what I want to read, to be honest. Tim is on the anti-Jones train. All right. I don't think we can do anything worse than refusing to take calls from teams looking to give up the farm for a quarterback, pick number 2, to draft a running back that's no longer with the team. We need to get a running back. We do need to get a running back. And then, you know what the funny thing is, there are a lot of quality running backs in this draft. Now, I'm not saying that it was all-star potential. I'm not saying these are guys that are going to turn around and become, something special. But I do think there are a lot, maybe 3 or 4 or maybe 5 starting quality running backs that you could team up with Devin Singletary. You can cut Eric Gray. I won't be mad. It would be another failed Shane pick, but I won't be mad. But you need to find a running back. And I think you can get one in the 3rd or 5th round. It'd be really cool if we had like an extra 5th round pick or something like that. Mr. Roberts says the offense with Jones has looked the same for 5 years and people still want to give him another year. Crack is a strong drug.
Here, I'm not.
It's Daniel.
Gentlemen, which brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
That PSA is always from the venerable Lawrence Taylor. Johnny Rico says the fact that you're drafting Hellmans and not superior Dukes is a major issue. You know, it's funny. I was trying to find the photo, Johnny. I was trying to find the photo to put it up there. And it's interesting because Dukes is the mayonnaise of our house. Duke is literally the mayonnaise of our house. I mean, we do not live without Duke's mayonnaise, but the problem is Hellman's was the first mayonnaise to come up. So I had to put Hellman's up. So I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm actually looking for a Duke's right now, and I can't find a Duke's. I'm sorry. I apologize. And for those that are insulted for the fact that I did not use Duke's mayonnaise to disparage Daniel Jones, I am truly at a loss for my unprofessionalism And I'm truly at a loss for letting down not only the New York Giant fan base, but those who so graciously watch this show and whatever hell it's called. That's my PSA. That's my PSA for the day. And as the venerable Johnny Rico always says,
What do you want to live forever?
oh, I like the way you move. Come on, Tim. DJ would be a jar of Duke's mayo. Boy, nobody's upset that I insulted Daniel Jones by using the mayonnaise. Everyone's insulting that I insulted Daniel Jones by using the wrong mayonnaise. Oh my God. You know what, people? You know what? I literally feel bad about this now. Hold on. I literally feel bad about this. So, oh my goodness. You know, this is going to be a faux pas that is going to literally follow me for the rest of my days because of the fact that we did not have the fact that Daniel Jones is not better than a jar of Duke's mayonnaise. Wouldn't that really be disparaging Duke's mayonnaise, though? I'm actually being serious about that. Wouldn't we really be then insulting Duke's mayonnaise at this point in time if we were going to do this? Does anyone know this? I mean, I'm actually asking a serious question. Wouldn't it be more insulting if we used the right mayo to disparage Daniel Jones? I'm just curious about that. Leave your chat in the comment about how we disparage Daniel Jones by using the wrong mayonnaise. But there we go, everyone. This is why this show needs a producer, so I can have the real mayonnaise. With the sixth overall pick, the New York Giants select Duke mayonnaise out of Creamy Smoothie Valley. All right, there we go, guys. We got the Duke's mayonnaise. What do we got here? You want Marvin Harrison Jr. and Milton? I don't think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be there. I think he's going to go either to Arizona or he is going to go to the Chargers. It's called short reading. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. You know, it's funny. I always tell people that I actually took, I was told by my father you would never make money in radio or in journalism. I was actually a journalism major for 2 years. I was actually a broadcast journalism major for 2 years. And that's actually what it's referred to. Thank you. Because you try to keep the show going with a flow. No, this train wreck. Tim will read this. Tim is awesome and always right, except for Corey Littleton. I was wrong about Corey Littleton. I thought he was going to play well. Pimp Nick says, I'm predicting how I'm predicting how the draft goes. Okay. At 8:30 p.m., the Giants select Malik Neighbors. At 8:31, Waller retires. Is that it? Zacatech says, LT's hired escorts. I heard this legend before. Evidently, LT did. He would send escorts to his opponents the night before the games. And LT confirmed it, though. Jason said, meanwhile, Daniel Jones is still holding on to the ball. I usually use Hellman's. Well, Zach, I don't want to have to do this to you.
Think you gonna get away with it? Not up in here!
Not up in here!
Get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
A Zach Attack has been banned from the comment section for, no joke, for 5 minutes for using the wrong mayonnaise reference in reference to Daniel Jones. I'm sorry, Zach. I've told people before, being banned is a badge of honor. You know I love you, Jack. I know I love you. Chat, hold yourselves accountable. Why? What happened to the chat? What happened to the chat? Don't feel bad. Tim Dukes is superior, man. I already got that. Let's see here. Daniel Jones would be a Dollar General mayo. Okay, that was pretty funny. Dr. Garrett said, Tim, you're right. That jar of Dukes wouldn't have tripped over the 10-yard.
Gentlemen,
What's yours?
Where is it? It's Daniel Jones at the 5. It's Daniel Jones at never mind. DJ would be a Walmart Great Value brand. Okay, guys, we gotta get off the mayonnaise. We gotta get off the Daniel Jones and the mayonnaise. There we go. This is gonna be the new starting quarterback for the New York Giants, and we're all gonna be happy about it because it's better than having Daniel Jones. Oh, wait.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Wait.
Here we go. Hi. I'm the New York quarterback. I'm the Giants quarterback. I'm Duke's real mayonnaise.
God. Listen, if you feed into this, I'm gonna keep going. That's the problem, guys. Jones's miracle whip. Cutthroat, save us. I'll take a box of plain Cheerios for Daniel Jones. There used to be a brand of Cheerios called Toastios. And I don't know if they still have them. Did they still have Toastios cereal? That's like that was like it was like the Acme brand of cereal. So Cutthroat is going to take a box of Toastios over Daniel Jones. Oh, Mike Lee says, now why would you insult Dollar General like that? I like Dollar General. Next quarterback for the New York Giants is going to be Sanders at a let's see. Wait, guys, people stop. I can't click. I can't read that. But we're not taking a quarterback next year. The draft class isn't that good. Mr. Robert says Jones is someone's homemade mayo at best. Oh my God. The best part sucks for our next quarterback is that if we draft him in year number 147 will be wasted on Jones. And next year, 23 to 43 will be wasted on Jones again. So you wasted potentially 2 years already. We've talked about that. Air's going to save us here. We've talked about that before. Even you're going to still have a $22 million dead cap number in the quarterback bucket in 2025 if you get rid of Jones. We've talked about that. So I've always said this before, and I don't know, Eric, if you've been on the show before. We look at this in reference to buckets, in reference to positions. You have quarterback bucket, you have running back bucket. So no matter what, you have a bucket. That's like the Steelers got rid of 3 guys, brought in Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, and their quarterback bucket is only $4.5 million for that year, which is why they were able to go out and get Patrick McQueen. Our quarterback bucket with Daniel Jones, Tommy DeVito, and Drew Lock is $50 million. And next year in 2025, it'll automatically start with a $22 million number in that bucket, no matter what we do. How ironic, don't you think?
It's like rain on your wedding day. It's like a free ride when you've already paid.
That's Alanis Morissette / Elvis. How ironic it would be for Jones to be replaced by Duke Mayo. Sometimes I need to read ahead on the comments, and I don't. DJ is not even cheese and a con. Please don't disparage Cheese Whiz. Cutthroat said, yes, I said Toastios in Walmart. Oh, they still have Toastios in Walmart. All right. Well, Toastios was actually a pretty good thing. Poor Zach. I feel bad now that I banned him, but he disparaged the wrong man. Chris says, I think we are insulting good food products. Let's stop encouraging Tim. Thank you, Chris. I have said it before. Stop encouraging me. Is T-Brad, are you out there? Is T-Brad out there? I'm going to post a link in the chat for T-Brad because T-Brad, of course, is a big Michigan guy. And I would like to get a Michigan fan perspective on this whole JJ McCarthy mess. And now it's funny because T-Brad also mentioned, I think it was directly after either the season for the Giants or after the college football season, that the Giants were it wasn't joking either, that the Giants were going to draft JJ McCarthy. So I'm going to put T-Brad, if you're still out there and you're available, you probably are working. It's Good Friday though. You shouldn't be working. But if you want to jump in, I would like to talk about JJ McCarthy and all this garbage. Mr. Alvarez says, I know it's possible, but can we put Jones on the practice squad so we don't have to pay him so much? I say, of course it's not possible. You're 100% right. It's not possible. I like candy corn. Don't disparage candy corn. There's this free dries candy corn that I hate. So Daniel Jones can be free dries candy corn. Timothy says, hey, Tim, happy Friday. Should the Giants pass on drafting a quarterback to replace Jones? No. They should not. They should draft their quarterback. Stop waiting. I am tired of waiting. You've been waiting for 5 years. We are going, and I keep saying this, and I want to make sure everyone hits the chat, and I want to thank all the people that are also watching on Twitter. This is going to be 6 years of Daniel Jones. 6. Most people get rid of their quarterback after 2. And we're getting balloons. Hey, I don't know what the balloons mean, but it's a party. You know what it is. You have balloons. We all know what that means, and I wish I had the button labeled because it's for the T-Brad. But when you have the balloons, you know what it is. It's white guy dance party. Gotta wait now. Gotta do a little swing now. Dance guy. White guy dance party when the balloons come up. Well, the Jones contract is the reason Shane has been trying to build a team, but shopping in Walmart bargain bin. Sometimes can get some good bargains in the Walmart bargain bin. You really can. Sometimes you can. Just not with Daniel Jones. Michael, he says, which is better, candy? We've already said that. We're not going to disparage candy corn. DJ's career is longer than War and Peace. It truly is, guys. When the Dave Jones era ended, Dave Jones, Dave Brown, they're now synonymous. They're now combined together. Brown and Jones are now one entity. It's like the Blob, and not the Kevin Dillon Blob in the 80s, the Steve McQueen Blob in the 60s. It just kind of eats everything and just kind of melts in together. That's what Daniel Jones and Dave Brown is. That's what we got to get about. Jay said, I'm not sure Gettleman was dumb enough to draft Candy Corn over Daniel Jones, but it makes sense now. Tim, did you see Mayor's comments about how he didn't want to trade players before the deadline because he wanted to give the team a chance to win? But I thought you didn't, Metal John Mayer. I did see that. And I wanted to talk about that. The fact that John Mayer did come out and literally say, Louis Gossett Jr. died? When did Louis Gossett Jr. die now? Don't even tell me that. When did he die? How did I not know? He died. He did pass away. First man to win supporting actor at the Oscars. Iron Eagle. Officer and a Gentleman. People forget the highly unanticipated Iron Eagle 2. Diggstown. Diggstown is a great movie. You haven't watched Diggstown. He's in Diggstown with who's the guy in Diggstown? I don't remember who the other guy is in Diggstown. James Woods. He was in Diggstown with James Woods. That's another that's another one that was highly underrated movies. He was Roy Honey. What was he? He was Roy Palmer. He was the boxer. Oh my God! Now I'm sad. First, Action Jackson passes away, and now Louis Gossett Jr. You know what they ruined? They brought in. They did one more Iron Eagle, and I can't remember what it was called. I think it was Iron Eagle on the Attack or something where he was playing Chappie. And they brought back Doug Masters. They said that Doug didn't die in in that explosion when he was with Cobra and Iron Eagle 2. He didn't die. And they did a whole video. And I had to watch it. I had to find the movie and I had to watch it. And it was on some obscure streaming service. And I had to watch it. And then he was also in Jaws 3D. That is very sad. When did the New York Giants become a basketball team? How about the UConn? How about UConn coming out? How about UConn coming out and playing the Destroyer? I'm really sad now. First, Action Jackson died. Yeah, everyone will know him as Carl Weathers, and everyone will know him as Apollo Creed. You know, we always have Baby Creed near, never far as Baby Creed. We've retired Baby Creed, just like we retired Baby Saquon. And now Louis Gossett Jr. passes away at 87 years old. He was in the movie also Enemy Mine with who was he in the movie with Enemy Mine with? I can't remember. That was another good movie where he was the alien. That was one of those Dennis Quaid. That was one of those 80s movies you always watched. That was always on cable and shit. But that was another good movie. It's terrible. It's terrible. Way to bring down the show, guys. Tell me that Lou Gossett Jr. passed away. How about some Giant talk? It's a little slow. We got probably about another 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to manage this train wreck. I want to thank everyone that's stream. We got a lot more people watching on Twitter today than we do on than on whatever the hell it's called, the YouTube sphere. I only wanted to do it today because I wasn't going to be able to come on Sunday show. That's the only reason why I wanted to jump on the mic today. Anyone else got anything interesting to say? Bueller. Anything Giant related? Anything besides the fact that Louis Gossett Jr. passed away? Anything? He was also in that, Jim Belushi. No, James Belushi. Did the movie The Principal, where he played Jake Phillips, the former football player. I'm just not happy about that now. I'm assuming he's not happy about it either. I'm trying to think if there's any other good movies by Louis Gossett Jr. Those are the only ones I could think of. Those are the only ones I could think of off the top of my head. Palestine. You're gonna have to go in the timeout for that one. We don't
Think you gonna get away with it? Not up in here.
Not up in here!
We don't do anything political here. Pimp Nick Slickback said, what would it take for us to get Neighbors at 6 and then trade back into the first round for Penix? You're gonna have to trade in past 13 to get Penix. So it's gonna take a lot. And we've talked about it before. We just do not have the salary cap space to have 2 additional first round picks or have 2 first round picks in the same year again. We don't have it because, like, once again, all those contracts will mature. You'll still have the fifth year option, but we just don't have the space. Zach Attack says Tim will be streaming the NCAA Final Four soon and will be covering UFL. Tim, well, I might do that. I have a project coming up. I have an interesting, fun project coming up. Free me from Daniel Jones. You are freed from Daniel Jones. Mr. Roberts says, did you talk about Mara's meddling comments? Yeah, I was talking about Mara. Oh, I was talking about Mara's meddling comments, and then someone told me Little Gus Jr. passed away. You're right. Mara has come out how many times? 1 million times. Says, I don't meddle. I don't meddle. I always leave everything up to those that are in charge of the football operations. Then he comes out and says, well, I told him don't trade anybody because we might win. By doing my simple math, it doesn't make sense. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit. It's just the Giant way, guys. It really is. We are sitting here at 1 minute above the hour of 1. Hope everyone's having themselves a great Good Friday. We've got a lot of stuff going on today. I haven't had my shake yet because Mrs. Online Big Blue is working. She's got to work a little bit today, but I haven't got the shake yet. How's the new microphone? How's the audio on the new microphone, guys? I finally set it up. I've only had it since Christmas. By my calculation, that's only a month. Just throwing that out there. Mr. McCormick's coming here to save us. Mike Lee says, Mara meant metal, as in silver and gold, or bronze, or whatever comment you want to say. What's going on? Is it Mr. McCormick? Mr. Roberts says, don't forget, we did everything to screw the kid up comment, but he doesn't meddle. Tim Mara and Wellington Mara they just have to be disgusted by what's going on. They're all rolling over with them in their graves. They're all probably hanging out, having a martini with Louis Gossett Jr., saying, how the hell can my son and grandson and great-grandsons really screw this shit up even more and more every day? And that's what he's doing. He's just screwing this shit up more and more every freaking day. And I don't know what else to say about Mara, because you would hope that the Tishes would do something and come in here and say, listen, you know what, we really need to stop this mess, but they never do. I mean, Tish came out a couple years ago and said, you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to sit here And I'm going to have to come out and say, you know what? I'm going to have to take over a little bit. I have to take over this whole operation. And he never does. And we still keep going down the same path. The Giants are piped if they don't take neighbors. I mean, they're fine if they don't take neighbors. You don't take a quarterback, and then you don't take a wide receiver. What if they go offensive lineman? Well, what if they go offensive lineman and then go quarterback in the second round? They still haven't addressed the wide receiver room. What happens then? Zach Attack says, I wonder if Tish ever leaves LA. I wouldn't leave LA. It's warm. It's cold here. Nobody likes this cold weather. I don't like this cold weather. No one likes this cold weather. Well, Chippy, my neighbor. I put the link in the chat. Give me some money. I'm trying to see what else right here we go. Pimp Nicks looks like apparently Mara's nephew has had a big say in decision making lately. The nepotism in this organization is disturbing. Yes, Mara does own 51% of the team, I believe. Yes, he does. It's been whatever. I'm like I said, whatever the Giants have been doing since 2007 just doesn't work. And we've changed general managers, we've changed head coaches, and there's always one constant out of all this. I like because someone posted when I was talking about the Giant football hasn't since wasn't part of 2001. It says most Giant fans like the Giants have been a football team since 2018, which is when I started liking them. That's from Christopher Peace. That's pretty damn funny. I'm just looking at Twitter right now about I post, like I said, for Giant fans who think Andrew Thomas is the best left tackle in Giant history, Rosie Brown is in the Hall of Fame, played left tackle position for the G-Men for 13 years. Remember, Giant history did not start in 2004. Chris says, does not make much sense to draft a wide receiver before a quarterback, especially this year with all the wideouts available. That's the thing, though. You can get a guy late. We ran through like 10 names. You can get a guy in the second round, even after swapping picks. And we don't have our second round pick. Remember that we swapped the pick. You can still do that.
That's what she said.
Hold on. I just hit that button. Ending soon. Oh my God. Apparently with the 6th overall pick, the New York Giants are going to be selecting SpongeBob SquarePants. We also have Zach Attack saying, where's Rob? I need to make fun of him. Don't we all? We will take Spencer Rattler in the 3rd round. No, we better not. Spencer Rattler flamed out in Oklahoma. The pressure got to him. Watched the Netflix series. Had to go to South Carolina. Never had the same, I'm not going to say a pedestrian career, but he never had the type of career he was supposed to have coming out of college. He just doesn't handle the pressure well. And then we want to drop him in New York. Big old pimp, cutthroats. So we got here being with the big old super chat. Hey, super chat button.
That's what she said.
Hold on, super chat. We have to have a super chat button because that's what everyone has. Wait.
Don't push it. Don't push it. I'll give you a war you won't believe.
I can't find a super chat button.
You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay? I am a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
Being a Giant fan is like being in an abusive relationship, and the Jones fanboys have Stockholm syndrome. They're Patty Hearst. They are, where that was coined as well at times. And of course, the Stockholm hostages. You're right. You've reached a point with segment of Giant fans that you are just at a point where you just kind of sit there and you're like, well, he's not that bad. He's not that bad. You're right. It's like being in an abusive relationship. It's like having your spouse beat you. You get back from the hospital and people are like, well, why did you go back to him or her? Well, he or she's not that bad because that's what you're used to. And we're getting to the point where we are used to mediocre to bad quarterback play. And Daniel Jones is the bad. Mediocre and above was Tommy DeVito, and average was Tyrod Taylor. And we lauded the play of Tyrod Taylor like it was the greatest quarterback play ever at times because of the fact that we are comparing it to Daniel Jones. We looked at Tyrod Taylor, what almost had, well, actually did at one point in time, had his first 2 back-to-back 300-yard games ever until he lost those yards at the end of that last game in his career. And we were like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. Tyrod Taylor had a record of 2 wins and 3 losses for the New York Giants. And again, we look at it like it was the greatest thing ever. Why? Because we have been so ingrained. We have been so beaten down. We have just been so we have just reached the point of just such poor quarterback play that any glimmer of hope, any glimmer of success, we turn around and think it's the greatest thing ever. And I don't want to, like I said, I'm not disparaging what Tyrod Taylor did, but Tyrod Taylor didn't come in here and light it up like he was, like he was the greatest quarterback in the history of the world. He played average. He played as, you know what he did? And this is what we got to look at. He played like a quarterback should, that an above average quarterback should in those last 2 games. 27 for 41, 65%, 319, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. 23 out of 32 for 71% completion for 297, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. He played like an average quarterback should. In the Buffalo game, 24-36 for 200 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. And then the next game in the win against Washington, 18 for 29, 62%, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns and no interception. He just played average. And that's what you have to look at it. In 11 games, he threw for over 1,300 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, completed 65% of his passes. We see that, and we extol that virtue as this is what we aspire to be. That's how bad Daniel Jones is. We aspire to be Tyrod Taylor average. Way to go, cutthroat. Get me all fired up before I'm getting ready to leave. It's kind of confusing now trying to see Joe Shane's logic behind the Burns trade. You need a quarterback. Wouldn't you keep your ammo to trade up? It's more confusing the fact, and like I said, we talked about it earlier in the show. What you did for Brian Burns, what you gave up draft capital wise is fair value. You didn't steal him because you had to give him $25 million, but you didn't get robbed for what you gave up. But when you need a quarterback and you bring in another defensive end who is a carbon copy of the defensive end you already have, that doesn't make sense to me. And you're right. Zag attack. Rattler got rattled in Oklahoma when the students call for Caleb. Way to go, Zach. Alvarez says a late round quarterback I see is, who is Jason Bean? He is a raw Jaden Daniels in terms of play and size, but the talent is definitely there. I have to look it up. What about Jordan? I don't know. What about him? The injury history kind of shakes you a little bit on him right now. Same with Penix. Don't forget Tyrod did this with some backup offensive linemen in the line. He wasn't even the starting line. No, I agree. I'm not bashing Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor did what he was supposed to do and played better in reference to Daniel Jones. But what I am looking at is Tyrod Taylor last game of the season took 1 sack. He took 6 sacks in the what was it? Was it the Raiders game? What game was it? He took 6 sacks in that one in the Rams game. He took 6 sacks. But then he also only took 2 sacks, 3 sacks, 1 sack. Yeah, he played a lot better than that. I mean, Tyrod Taylor was the best quarterback on the roster, but that was made of glass. He was made of glass. He still is. John Mayer confirmed what I knew at the deadline, 2-6, but didn't want to trade because they were thinking their playoffs. Well, Washington had 3 wins and traded Sweat and Young 2nd overall for 6. So stupid. The Giants are, I mean, look at it that way. I mean, we looked at it before. You are going to get a compensatory pick for Barkley and McKinney, but it's not going to equal the value of what you would have gotten if you traded them away. And you would have had those assets this year in a very deep quarterback-laden draft, wide receiver-laden draft, and you probably wouldn't be sitting 6 overall. You'd probably be sitting at 3 or 2. You're right. You are 100% right. But like I said, again, it's once again we're crying over spilt milk, and I'm not saying that you're doing that. I'm just saying in general we are crying over spilt milk right now. Ron Juan says Mara also said they wanted to keep Saquon because they were winning when he knew the team wasn't going anywhere, especially when they traded the king of the almost
King of the almost sack.
We knew they weren't going anywhere as an organization. We knew it. Everyone knew it that the Giants were not going to go anywhere at the trade deadline. Everyone knew it except for Shane, Dable, and Mara. The new Three Stooges. Error says, what does Error say? Mara said that the fans have been too harsh on Jones and we are being too mean to him because he dealt with the bad O-line. John why is it okay for you to bash the O-line all the time, but big up the quarterback? I don't know. Bean is a Kansas quarterback, but Kansas plays in the Big 12. I know how much Zach Tech loves the Big 12 because Zach is always right about the Big 12, actually. Yeah, why is it okay to bash the O-line all the time? Did we then screw up Saquon Barkley? But why doesn't the Mara logic convert over to Saquon Barkley? I've always asked this question. Saquon Barkley played behind the same bad offensive lines. Saquon Barkley was always asked to do more than Daniel Jones was ever asked to do. People will say, well, Daniel Jones had that great year. That year went to the playoffs. Well, Saquon Barkley is the one that actually carried the team on his back. We talked about it before. There are 5 games in that season, in the 2022 season, we do not win. And it starts with the Tennessee game. We don't win without Saquon Barkley. And we've talked about that ad nauseum. And people are like, well, you know what you're talking about. No, go back and break it down, and you could see there are 5 games minimum that we don't win without Saquon Barkley. We don't win We don't win the Tennessee game without Barkley. We don't win the Chicago game for obviously reasons against Saquon Barkley. We don't win the Jacksonville game without Saquon Barkley. We don't win the Houston game without Saquon Barkley. And those are 4 games off the top of my head. And I can't remember. There was a couple other. There was 2 other games where you said before that we don't win without Barkley. But we always want to talk about how Daniel Jones carried the team. Daniel Jones carried this team. Okay, well, you forget about the guy that actually really did it. But the excuse of he didn't play well because of the offensive line sucked, it never equated to Saquon Barkley. But it always goes to Daniel Jones. Because DJ is Mara's secret love child, allegedly. Ron One says, Mara said the fans should... Oh, we already read that one. Sorry. Mr. Alvarez says, also the Big 12 had their first ever pro day where it was essential for the coming for Big 12 players yesterday, and Bean looks solid there too. I'll have to look him up. I'll honestly have to look him up. I'm going to put, what is his name again? Jason Bean, Kansas. Okay, hold on. I am going to, hold on. I'm going to send myself a message. Jason Bean, Kansas. I text myself. So I remember to do things. There you go. I text myself, Mr. Alvarez, Jason Bean, Kansas, and there he is, Jason Bean, Kansas, and I will actually take a look. Because I honestly, I have not taken a look at the venerable Jason Bean and how well he plays. I'll have to see what's going on there. So Barkley screwed himself and the Giants. It's all Barkley's fault. We've said it before, guys. We have hope. This is the draft. This is the quarterback draft. We have hope that we can finally move on from this car wreck of a nightmare. Art Stapleton also said, told New York Giants plan to bring in a Washington quarterback Michael Penix in for a 30 visit after a contingency led by Joan Shane, Brian Dable at the the Washington Pro Day today per a source. JJ McCarthy plus Drake may have already been to East Rutherford. All right, so there's a chance, guys. We've said it before. There's a chance with
the 6th pick overall, the New York Giants select Duke Mayonnaise, the real mayonnaise, out of Creamy Smooth University.
So there's always a chance, guys. Always a chance we're getting out of this mess. David says, is there a way to trade back with the Vikings? No, the Vikings are not going to trade back. The Vikings are not going to trade 6 for what they have. The Vikings will move up above the Giants. I'm going to say that right now. Above the Giants. No, Tim, my comment was new. I just started with Mara Sedlow. Oh, okay. It's like, I know I'm tired, man, but that was really screwing. Zacatech says, not saying Bean is bad, but the big plays, no defense, 3 successful quarterbacks named Mahomes, Purdy, and Geno, but the Big 12 has issues. Okay. It's just It's just illogical, Captain, that this organization, and they wonder why they've been so terrible since 2011. I don't understand it. Now they are praying that a quarterback falls to them. Washington hits on a WB. Good luck on a QB. Washington hits on a QB. Good luck. All right, guys. You know what? I'm going to end this today. I just wanted to jump on the mic and say, hey, I will have a video out tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We're going to have a lot of fun coming up the next couple of weeks. We're going to have the draft party. We're going to do a lot of fun stuff. So make sure everyone hangs in and hangs out. No stream on Sunday because of the fact that it is what we refer to as the Daniel Jones Day. It is the Easter Bunny Day. So we are definitely going to not have a video on. I'm not doing anything on Sunday. So hope everyone has himself a wonderful holiday. Maybe we come back Monday evening. I'm thinking we do an evening show. Everyone's asking me, well, why don't you do an evening show? All right, we'll do an evening show. That's you ask me a question, I do it. But as always, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, tuning out, and everything else. This is New York Giants Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC. Appreciate everyone that hung out for the last hour and 15 minutes. Have yourself a good Easter or holiday weekend. You know what, guys?